Hi, I'm Vicki, and I have the pleasure of not only being a Step 1 customer, but also a patient of Dr. Klodas's. And interestingly, we have a history of being mothers of sons who were part of a high school robotics team together. So my journey to Dr. Klodas and to Step 1 came about at the beginning of December 2020. I had a physical, and it included a cholesterol lab, and those numbers came back. I've always been a person who's had family high cholesterol, but the number that I got was, I guess I can share, was in the low 400s. And my size is no different than it was back then, so weight wasn't.
I had the same reaction, by the way.
It was. It's still hard for me to look at that and think, did they mix me up with somebody? But I really don't think they did, because if I really look at what I was eating, I liken it to that of a toddler kind of run amok who just did what they wanted to do. So, so in the middle of the night, I was Googling because my primary physician. Just basically the only discussion that came up once the numbers were high was the type of statins that we should explore. Nothing about food, nothing to change anything about the way I was eating. And I just, my mother also had bad reactions to statins, and I've always been averse to them. So I thought, well, I'll see what I can do. So there I, Dr. Google, and up came Step 1 Foods. And as I was looking more at the information about it, I thought, this is Liz from high school days, Dr. Klodas. So I had my husband, I am not on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or anything, so he sent a message to Dr. Klodas, would you be willing to see Vicki? In I came to your office. I had started the Step 1 Foods prior to that because I literally overnight changed my diet 180 degrees. Everything, white sugar, white flour. My husband's an amazing chef, so he was on board to help me through food change the way that I eat, function in life. But of course, he can't be available to me 24 hours a day, 365. So I needed another cook in my life. And here came Step 1. So I started it a few weeks before I first met with you. I think as a patient, one of the things that was so different about our initial visit was the 1 hour, and that's not an exaggeration, 1 hour visit that you had included my husband in, and we just said about how can we lower this. I think at the time, and I think it's something to know, you're not always going to be able to not go on a statin, and I think we talked about that, but it was worth a try, and that's what I appreciated. So I was probably as religious as anyone can be in following a Step 1 diet. I think I had one potato chip over the holidays, and that was it. And my initial numbers, I think you wrote a blog about it, were almost hard to believe, but true. I went from low 400s to somewhere in the 200s. And more importantly, my HDL went up, my LDL went down, my total ratio went from like 5 to 3.4, everything across the board, not just the main number, but really the things that you want to be up were up and down. So then I think we thought, well, let's just go another 3 months, see where we land. At the end of 3 months, I was probably even more conscious of eating. And this was during the pandemic, so it was a little easier to not be tempted by restaurant food and things. But those numbers then came in a little bit more where they had always been in my life, mid to upper 200s. So you went the extra mile to say, let's now look at inside of you. So we did the coronary calcium scan. Amazingly, that came back at 0. So at that point, you said, just keep eating well, and we'll revisit this in a few years. So I have, even though I'm not maybe continuing through Step 1 to lower my cholesterol, I am continuing with my healthy diet, and Step 1 is definitely part of that. I would say you feed me twice a day. This morning it was the apple cinnamon bar, and then it was the anytime sprinkles over yogurt, and it's really important. It's important when I travel. I'm a person who is on the road a lot. I'm in my car a lot, and you can reach for several things. And if one of them is a Step 1 food product, there's no worry. The price point, think of it like a Starbucks latte or something. It's the same amount of money, and there's a lot more nutrition in your bars and products. So I guess I've been on it for now 18 months and don't see myself stopping. It's just easy, convenient, and it's now just become part of, I feel like whatever I'm opening up, it's healthy, it's real, and it's good for me. So can't be anything wrong with that. No more guilt. I don't have to feel guilty anymore for the things I eat. Yeah, I mean, it's really been just a total game changer. So yeah, so thank you.
Thank you for watching this video, and I'm so proud you're taking the first step to better health. If you have any questions you'd like to discuss, please reach out in the comments below, or click on one of the videos on the screen. Visit step1foods.com for more information on how to start your journey to living long and well.